Not everybody is going to make it as a professional, but it does not mean that you need to distance yourself or disconnect yourself from the sport.
Yeah.
The sport needs administrators, the sport needs the referees, the managers, the coaches. So you can still find a way to impact. And I find being an athlete, going from being an athlete and then going to be a part of an administrative team, being a part of the coaching staff, you're able to relate to those players better than somebody that's never played sports in their life.
It's cool.
Empathy.
Yeah. I know that the players may need that. All right? And it's very hard to be out there competing outside your comfort zone. Outside of Barbados is definitely outside your comfort zone. We don't necessarily have the resources where we get a lot of out of season, out of Barbados competition.
Yeah.
A lot of times we get competition out of Barbados is times when competition matters. So it's not, you don't have a lot of
friendlies and stuff.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of. We get, well, I don't know about other sports, but football we get friendlies if teams come for visas, right? That's usually how it is, right? Essentially that's how it is. So you don't have a lot of leeway to make errors, because from the time you make errors, especially on that big stage which is being televised, the whole of Barbados can see you on the bill.
Yeah.
Just beer garbage.
Yeah, I was about to say, and then put them down without encouraging them. Which we would never see Jamaicans do, regardless. You might be awful, they're awful, but that's my team, you know, you support them.
Probably a national team. The other countries supported our sportsmen
more than I always find that.
They understood our, because I mean, we was on field and in Trinidad and we got that Elixir there for the senior national team, and the Trinidadian referee, the players, the Ghanaian players was like, so football not playing here in the country, like, so why they send y'all out here?
Exactly.
Like,
So
none of y'all are professionals, like the whole team is professionals, like nobody here does anything else but play.
But football, and I don't think.
Yeah, so like, when they do that to y'all, that's like what they did.
When I
but that's
told
not
my
like
friend
Barbados
that
public.
you don't get paid for playing at national level, you don't get stipend. If you get paid from your job for the time off, you lucky. They were like, what? And then you up there competing with people who like, this is literally their life.
And I think so. Sorry, go ahead, Spinny.
You think I did like basketball more than cricket, you know? Like Mr. Osborne Parker will go up, he and Mr. Cousins will go up beg me to come cricket practice on the basketball court 24/7. But basketballers don't get paid.
Yeah.
Cricketers will get paid. So it was like, okay, I can continue playing cricket, but it was a basketball paro. But then we get asked to go and compete against players. Got to do this thing day in, day out.
And we're not prepared.
I remember a cricket game where the fast bowler bowled 2 outswingers and then an in-swinger and trod on the batsman on your face. Men used to do that till you're playing cricket in the road. Like them is things that you should know to look up for, but we don't really do much. So then maybe. But it, as Medic said, it can look bad on TV. You should already get embarrassed like that. You understand?
Is equality, and that goes into like what we invest in things is what we get out. And you know, athletes are we put our I could definitely speak on it. I'm gonna choose my words very wisely. But we put our blood, sweat, and tears into these sports. Sorry not to talk numbers, but the numbers need to be spoken so people understand. I didn't compete in bodybuilding for years because I couldn't understand spending even $2,000 and getting a plastic trophy. And honestly, you know what?
When I was 16 and I said never.
I may face heat for this, right? I may face heat for this, but I'm gonna say I feel like this year I have probably spent about $10,000 in bodybuilding prep. I honestly work extremely hard for my money, like many of us, and probably too hard over the years sometimes. You know, to do all of that, and it's not that you're doing it for money, you're doing it for the heart, otherwise you wouldn't be there. But it is extremely taxing, especially in this economy, in our country right now, to put that much into sports, especially when it's not team sports, because the food alone has got you lick up. Let me tell you.
Our sports need to be supported
Exactly. And you don't get support. I was lucky. My clients are who came through and sponsored me. You understand? But big companies don't show up for you until you start winning.
Until you start winning.
You understand? And second, for them, it's not winning. You understand? So if we don't...
like gold medal winning.
Literally. Yeah. So if you get 10 gold medals and you get 1 silver, they're not going to show up for you the same way. That's absolute fact. So I appreciate every single person who and company that supports me and sees my vision. But there are far too many athletes out there who are extremely gifted and talented who have no support behind them. They're running in old shoes. The competing in the same competition suit that they have for 5 years. You know, that is ridiculous when people are literally going into gyms and on fields and tracks.
They're not exposed to education.
Every day. Every day.
You see recovery?
They're not
non-existent.
You know, supplements alone. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe we should do like a, spin-off episode about that stuff because it is really tough on athletes, and I don't think people get it. And I'm a big woman who owns a business, but little kids, like, they deserve. Oh yeah.
Like I saw the public response today though on the 14 team.
I was very to touch on that.
I was so disappointed in our people.
For those, the backstory
hurtful. It does.
We had an under 14 team that traveled
for the first time that they traveled.
And
they would have been the last time they would have competed competitively would be at 11 because they
primary.
got through COVID. So from 11 to under 14 is a step up.
Huge.
It's almost like boys to men.
That is a massive jump.
It was an own goal, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Loma scored own goal, and what disappointed me too is that I saw some senior national players laughing at
But that is the part that is killing me.
Because for me, they would have known.
How hard it is.
Not even they would have known 2 years ago. They would have known this year as Chelsea. They in Trinidad.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
So,
but that's about the humility thing as well. Like, we gotta remember, and we need to bring other people up.
Is different, you know?
Very.
You watch
Extremely.
I see my miss playing goal line and club abroad.
Yeah.
You can't miss playing goal line, Barbados.
You can.
Yeah, we're a tough crowd. We are very tough.
We so tough, like, a man will met 80. Or a man will met 150. And because he get catch on the boundary, we can say, man, he ain't no good, he want dropping. When people like Dwayne Smith will go India and score 70, and he get out. Well, people, I was in Lemonaba time. Dwayne Smith get out, everybody in Lemonaba. Man, watch the TV. Brilliant. Can you come and give you a hug and all kind of thing? And that's the greatest batsman I ever lived.
And that encourages you as a sportsman.
Yeah.
Careful. Tendulkar is the greatest batsman I ever lived.
Have you heard
about Brian Charles Lara? Have you heard about Garfield Sobers?
Greatest all-rounder.
But to be in the background as a player and know all the adversities that you facing and you still trying to pull through, like, where you blood, sweat, and tears
literally
into this, and obviously you don't necessarily always get the results because you're competing against people who live this life, and then your support, correct, and then your support is in the background. Like, I'd be so mad at houses for headlines, crying on
for clickbait,
crying on athletes, but where were you when we needed all the support and all the other things that we were going through? You weren't there, but using this moment now to
not only that, not only that, and then times when they do great. Again, it's not gold medal, but when you do great, it's just a small blur.
Yeah,
it's a little blur. So, this is my battle that I have decided to take on and fight in life.
And we appreciate
because I see it firsthand all the time, especially with travel. Yeah, especially with traveling with teams. A lot of the times people don't know the backstories. The backstories aren't told. I've traveled with teams that had to sleep on the floor before. I've traveled with teams that up until game time, just before game time, the meal wasn't ready.
But when we went to Trinidad, that was what we experienced.
Exactly.
The food wasn't on warmers. It was cool. The man grabbed it from himself right across the border to Trinidad.
And it is
the man, like, it was like children's portions. Like, if you get chicken bar, order like a kid's meal.
And some of these things too, countries do to set you off.
Of
course.
Yeah, because after we finished with Trinidad, that was our first banquet.
Yeah.
We had a chef there carving the meat all like salt beer, man. We not necessary, we don't need it, we figure it out.
Yeah. Some of the countries do this to offset you, and that's where your
tactics.
and that's where your management team And that's where coaches come in, your teammates, to help you and support you mentally.
Yeah.
But I find a lot of the time, I've traveled very regularly before with Carifta, and I think that's where I see it and where it hurts me most. Because at the Carifta level, the under 17, under 20 level, I've been to the stadium and we've had, sometimes these are athletes that never perform outside of Barbados, as I said. This is their first time.
Sometimes they never even sleep outside of their own home. Like, let's get very real with it. No, it's a real thing. You know, try to save people from things, right? So, yeah.
It's literally a lot of them, their first time. And they leave Barbados, being first, being second, breaking records, and then they go to Carifta, and in the first round they're out.
Yeah.
And they come back, and on social media people tell you was being drunk. I thought you was good, and that kind of thing. Like, I've had athletes go around, become injured. Oh, they travel with a dead horse. I was like,
you don't understand.
And these are what irritates me most about it too, is that a lot of the time with people that
no matter.
Not
they don't know anything about the sport.
And people that have never made a school team, inter-whole sport.
People that never even went to PE. Let's be real.
Exactly.
After we came out for training, I asked some of the guys in the group, something that was bashing teams. I asked them, but how much support you give your national team? Have you ever gone and purchased a shirt? And you go to the games that you don't be wearing the Barbados after seeing replica shirt. You be wearing you Inichi shirt.
And you talking about you see, so that's right. Yeah. But whatever it is. But the thing is, as I said, what Nandi and Sweden do, and that might be on the dance side of things, but obviously both of y'all play sports as well. It's super important for our heritage and for Bajan pride. Maybe the older generation will not get it, and that's fine. But there is another generation, because they just run till night catch it, that will come up now with a different sense of pride. The other day I was watching a vlogger, YouTube vlogger who travels the world. I said to my partner, who's a big sports person too, I said, I didn't even know that we had these jerseys that you could buy. Yeah. Jerseys they're selling in the store. I was like, well, I never knew that. I would definitely be in that, you know?
Barbados jerseys do sell at the BFA. Yeah. Just get them a call. I think it's $50.
Yeah, $50 for one.
Yeah,
and children's is like 40 or 30 or something.
Exactly. So support.
Cheap and sweet. Yeah, y'all can do that.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you a little segue on this conversation. One of the things that we are doing, pivoting all these things, but we have to remember who you are. So the values. So you might want to win, you might want to get the support, etc. But you can't go off the rocker just because it didn't work for you. But remember, the thing I'm talking about is the ethics of sports now. So we talked about cheating and doing things, just to make sure you can get that gold medal, so you can get the support. You want to make sure that your ethics stay as they are.
Sound.
Make sure your values are, even if it's not working out for you. Maintain your values.
Sportsmanship is actually, to be honest with y'all, like great, excellent point. Backstage at CAC, obviously no one will know this. I would like to say that my coach is phenomenal. That's what I would like to. He was really hurt about my placement. And bodybuilding is a sport where like you come in today, you could lose tomorrow. That's just how it is. I was tired, so I also had COVID. I didn't know, so I was just out of it. But I was saying he was upset and he was hurt. He was like tears were building up in his eyes, and it hurt me because I know how much he put in. I was there at 4 a.m. I get it, you know what I mean, and not just me, other people too. But a very important thing is the next day, and this is something for young athletes. This will be my advice to young athletes. Respect people. You know what I mean? Listen, the Mexican team, you could have heard them. They had chants. They was doing this. I'm sure they were making noise to keep throw us off or whatever. I was the only black person in my category, all kind of different things. The majority of the judging panel was Latina. That was the truth. We gotta look at the reality of things. At the end of it, was I hurt? Yes. Did I partially want to cry, but also want to eat food and sleep? Yes. Did I also repost that winner because she deserved to get that win? Yes, I did.
Good.
You understand? Did I repost almost every single person in my category whether they win or lost? Yes, I did. Because somebody has to big you up. That's it.
Funny enough, my fitness competition experience, like I said, was 16. I'd done junior competitions before, but this one was like my first national. And I was nowhere near ready, to be honest, but had a goal at that time and was working towards something, so I got myself together and I did the nationals. It was more the fitness routine side. It was easy for me, but the body part would have been harder. And so I placed third, and I was a little defeated because obviously you want to do your best. But I was so very happy that I made it this far, and I was on the stage there smiling and holding up, and then the winner, Tanisha Cross. Cross looked amazing. She had an amazing routine, but Cross came over and hugged me and beat me up straight on because she was like, I can't believe a 16-year-old doing this.
Yes.
So inspired.
Yeah, you good, babe.
No, but it's crucial. It was really like that stuck with me also that whole thing that the winner took away from her moment to come over and big me.
And I feel like we need to, and I gotta take a minute too for the bodybuilding team this year, the CAC national team. We all really supported each other, like the team spirit. I'm actually getting a little goosebumps talking about it. Team spirit was amazing. We came through for each other. There were people backstage sick, old bodybuilders, like all kind of stuff, and a piece of everybody was behind her. And I really need to make mention of that because amidst the negatives, we also have to look at the positives of teams. People who are doing the things that I guess all of us in a sense are doing, that's crucial, but we need more of that. You know what I mean? The whole team was behind each other. Some, it was our first year, some it was their 16th year, their 10th year. But we have to be able to uplift and empower each other. And especially in selfish sports, like track is selfish sport, bodybuilding is selfish sport. You still need to be able to have team spirit because we are not in existence as athletes as a solo entity. We exist because of medics. We exist because of coaches. We exist because of the people who make the supplements. So you're not an island, and we need to really be more cohesive, I think, in our sports culture on a whole. Yeah.
All right, it's time to wrap it up now. And we're just going to get quickly your advice to the youth. You start your child and we come right around.
My advice to the youth is never give up on your dream of sport. Never ever give up. Because once again, it's the only thing that could change your life overnight, could change your life for your family, people around you overnight, almost instantaneously. And the only other thing that could do that for you is the lotto. So you can do both academics and sports, you can do both life and sport, but always try to balance sport because it was essentially what humans were made to do.
I love that.
Interesting. There's nothing like a try. If you don't try, then you'll never know what you could have achieved. So just keep trying. That's a big one. And then what I was just speaking about, do not forget your own personal values and your ethics. Don't try to go outside of the ethics of the sport to try to achieve. Whenever anything occurs, be respectful, as you had said. Be respectful to your peers, yourself, your coaches, anybody in the administration. Maintain your values.
Now he was like,
like Kevin was saying, knowing your worth and knowing your passion and the reason why you're doing it, using those thoughts to tap into forwarding yourself to going on to the next level. Like I said, whether that might be forging your own path, it might be me reaching out to somebody that you might be comfortable with or not so comfortable with. Just find your own different ways to pivot so that is the best lane created for yourself.
Okay, sorry. Even if you do not win, the sacrifices and the discipline are still worth it. The lessons that we take away from sports are timeless and priceless. And who we become as people, ethically or character, what we're able to give to other people as a result of sports is also, I think, invaluable. So even if you're not winning right now, even if you feel like it's pointless sometimes, still persevere because the lessons and takeaways you're going to get from the discipline, the determination, the drive that you sort of curate as you do sports is going to be an invaluable element to your life on a whole.
Oh, natural talent can only do so much.
Yes.
Prepare yourselves, work hard. As was said today, you can meet people who can work 100 times harder than you, 200 times harder than you. Don't let it be that easy to find that person. Put in enough work. Gain a good circle too. You want positive people around you. You don't want yes people around you. Yeah. You don't want people who just want to live off of you and get a drink off you or whatever. You want somebody that when you're doing nonsense thing and say, hey, what's going on? You put one. And you want them kind of people around you. And you will always keep growing, always do self-reflecting, always look back. Okay, last week it was running 11 point. All right, let me bring this down some more.
Yeah.
And that's all I got to say. Man,
That's great. The phrase I'm using now is you don't want to echo chamber. You know, you don't want to just, you saying something, somebody's saying back the exact same thing. Like, how are you going to learn? How are you going to grow? I love that. So you don't want those yes people. I love that.
Thank you very much. This has been a very, very, very good discussion. I appreciate each and every one of you in my own special way for very different reasons. Thank you all for coming together for making this season what it has been, and also imparting the knowledge that you have to the young people. I think we are in a season as a country where our young people want to hear more encouragement. They're hearing a lot of negativity about themselves, and they need that encouragement. I believe our young people are doing better than they're given credit for.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate y'all for coming in and reinforcing that.